What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the superhero segment and another superhero video. So if you're like me and sometimes can't sleep at night, what better to do than bring your mind all the way back to that dreadful day where Thanos snapped his fingers and half the universe was wiped from existence? Well, if you're also like me, then you'll shake your head and realize that if you were in charge of things, you would have made a 100% foolproof plan to stop Thanos way before he could even collect all 6 Infinity Stones. I mean, come on, guys, how hard can it be? It's just the most powerful being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So today we're breaking down 13 ways that the big purple baddie could have been stopped. Now, before I even get started with the list, let me just say that I am in no way, shape, or form hating on this movie. I actually love this movie. In fact, I had to watch it about 2 or 3 times after it came out on Blu-ray to comprise this list of just 13 missed opportunities. Now, this list would have been a lot longer, except the writers and directors did a fantastic job in debunking other ways that probably would have been in this video, mostly allowing Thanos to just use the gauntlet in pretty much any situation where he's actually in danger. But for those few times where an opportunity indeed was present, we're going to go ahead and break those down. And obvious spoiler alert warning. So, starting off our list at number 1, if Hulk wasn't such a bitch. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yes, Thanos is one of the most powerful beings in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Agreed, but do you know who else is super powerful? Surtur the Fire Demon. And Hulk didn't give a flying f***. He went after him with reckless abandon. But all jokes aside, in various comics, Thanos has admittedly avoided confrontation with the Hulk. Not that he's scared of him or anything, but he just avoids the fight whenever he can. But on the other hand, Thanos has also enslaved Hulk and made him his pet, as well as made him eat all the heroes you know and love. So I guess we'll start off our list with an agree to disagree situation, but again, this was the first time I've really seen any Hulk back down from a fight. Now, it's just uncharacteristic is all. Now, the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, and since there usually isn't a limit on how mad the Hulk can get, there's usually no limit to how strong he can get. Now, I definitely get that they wanted to dive deeper into Bruce's backstory and how strong Thanos actually is, but if we're getting an Avengers 4 without a Hulk vs. Thanos rematch, I am leaving the theater. Number 2, could Heimdall not have used his last bit of life and magic to send Thanos into the deepest, darkest part of space before Thanos even got the Tesseract? I mean, even Ebony Maw, one of the most powerful foes the Avengers have ever seen, lasted about 2 seconds, give or take, in the vacuum of space. So if Heimdall sent Thanos out to the furthest edge of the universe, maybe even directly into a black hole, or even sent the bastard right into the center of a star like Eta Carinae, which is like 7,500 light years away from our sun and reaches temperatures of about 40,000 degrees Kelvin,
according to my degree in Google Answers.
Point being, this movie could have been a lot shorter if Heimdall's last attack was maybe focused on the big purple guy in charge, not saving an obvious non-factor at the moment. Unless he was able to see all 14,605 ways that Thanos is defeated and that was his endgame. So if that's the case, then I'll take this point back. Number 3, if Nebula never snuck aboard the ship to try and kill Thanos. I mean, I get that she's upset with him and wants nothing but revenge for what he did to her. Classic daddy issues, but I'm sure if she had an ounce of common sense to stay as far away from Thanos as possible, then Thanos wouldn't know if Gamora ever found the location of the Soul Stone, because he'd never be able to access her memory archive to see Gamora telling her that she indeed does know the location. Now, one of the more accepted theories of why Thanos waited all this time to go after the stones was that he never actually knew where the Soul Stone was, but that he had eyes on the other 5 stones. So having Nebula sneak aboard the ship trying to kill him and confirm that someone knows where it is set the ball in motion for him to go after all of them as quick as possible before anyone could stop him. Totally makes sense. Number 4, why didn't Doctor Strange just trap Thanos in a time loop like he did to Dormammu? Again, I get that he saw the 14,605 possible outcomes, that they had only won one of them. Very clever by the writers to throw that one in there, by the way, but if he's charged with keeping the Time Stone safe for the sake of the universe, he would immediately sacrifice an eternity of Thanos bargaining to accomplish that task. Now, I know it's an eternity of suffering for him, but he's already threatened Dormammu with the same fate. Why wouldn't Thanos be any different? Maybe the fact that Thanos is able to use the gauntlet to literally punch through the mirror dimension, he could do something similar maybe with a time loop, but again, it's worth the shot. Number 5, let's jump back to Thanos being webbed in the eyes by Spider-Man. Almost as soon as he can't see anything, Drax comes sliding in to slash Thanos right in the armor. Like, he could have gone directly for the jugular vein instead of the back of the legs. where Thanos clearly had armor plating. And it's not like he used the Reality Stone to make those appear right there, he's legit had them on this whole movie. Drax actually had about 2 minutes and 37 seconds to figure out all the spots of armor Thanos had on him. And he still chose to attack the worst possible spot on Thanos. I mean, I'm sure a slash to the back of the knees is super effective on most people, but wouldn't a slash to the neck just as equally do the trick? Number 6. Right after Doctor Strange tells the Cloak to not let Thanos close his fist, he could have just used the sling ring to sling Thanos right in half. Or just his head clean off instead of slinging Spider-Man in. Which, I mean, come on, they knew who Thanos was. I mean, Spider-Man's punches couldn't even knock Captain America out. What are they going to do to Thanos? And the reason I picked this exact moment is that earlier I mentioned that Thanos using the gauntlet to punch and break the mirror dimension. You can see the Power Stone being activated to do this. But with the Cloak holding his hand open, he would have no combat against the sling ring decapitation. But again, this movie isn't rated R, so I'm not quite sure how they'd go about explaining that to audiences. Number 7. Although we haven't seen it fully in action, and this is a little bit of a long shot, I'm pretty sure there's an instant kill mode programmed into that Iron Spider suit somewhere, okay? Why not at least give that one a shot? Maybe use instant kill mode _ PG-13 audience, just in case it gets a little bit messy. Number 8. When Iron Man comes in with this bombardment of explosions, why not follow up with that laser that he used in Iron Man 2? I mean, most people forget about this, and that was probably the most OP weapon I've seen out of Iron Man so far, and it's only been used once. I mean, it seems like it could have made very quick work of Thanos in this distracted state, and also anything else within a quarter-mile radius. Number 9. Okay, great, now that Thanos is completely subdued and unable to defend himself or use the gauntlet in any way, someone go for the neck or something, his head. No? Just gonna go for the gauntlet? Okay, sweet. Have fun dissolving later. Number 10. Did Mantis really have to say anything about what he's feeling at this exact point in time? One of the most crucial moments in the film? I know it's her power, but given the situation, I think silence would be key. Just focus on doing your job and quit with the status updates, and everything will go according to plan. Number 11. Did Nebula really have to say anything? I mean, she doesn't owe Quill anything, let alone have to open her mouth about Gamora missing. Even knowing that Peter and Gamora clearly have a thing going on and Peter could act rash, maybe just lie, maybe just this one time. Oh, he mourns? Damn, he must really have cared for that Ebony Maw, huh? Oh, look, the gauntlet's off and Iron Man's flying it far away from Thanos. Yeah, Gamora's dead, but now you can swing away on Thanos till your heart's content.
Bye.
Number 12. Even if Nebula and Mantis did relay the info about Thanos and Gamora, I'm pretty sure someone could have got Quill out of there for a couple seconds, even after hearing that Gamora is dead. I mean, Stark's nanotech probably could have latched onto Peter somehow and flew him out of there. Spider-Man could have webbed him down. Strange's cloak could have wrapped him up by the neck and carried him away. Nebula could have tased him right in the back. And the list goes on and on. Sure, it might take a second or two away from their obligation to Thanos and getting that gauntlet off him, but I'm sure that could have made all the difference in the world. I mean, it's not like Quill hasn't shown a character trait for rash actions in the past. As soon as Ego told him that he killed his mom, he started blasting on him immediately. So I'm sure he's going to do the same for anyone who kills his girlfriend. Number 13. Alright, so last but not least, allegedly Thor was going for the head, but that's a very hard target to hit. Don't believe me, try throwing an axe from about 200 yards away and hitting a bullseye while that bullseye is moving back and forth a little bit and emitting a blinding amount of light. I get it. But after the impact with Stormbreaker to Thanos' chest, why not just finish the job right then and there? No need for letting Thanos get the exact last words out that he needs. Just end it. Any other attack at this point won't work since he can just Infinity Gauntlet the problem away. It's literally all down to Thor to end it right here, right this second, but he decides to give Thanos the last laugh. From the time Thor landed to the moment Thanos was able to snap, 40 seconds had gone by. So Thor could wipe out about 5 armies of movie extras and an entire fleet of stormtroopers in 40 seconds, but can't end Thanos, who's the biggest threat to the entire universe? I mean, it just blows my mind. But at the same token, we waited all this time, and for Thor to just kill Thanos after he got the Infinity Stones would not be an ending that fans would be very happy with. So I guess it's okay that Thor let Thanos get his last words in. But with that being said, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. And again, don't get me wrong, Infinity War was such a great movie on so many levels and is arguably my favorite MCU movie to date. I could make tons of videos on why it's one of my favorite movies ever, but there's already channels out there that do that, so I decided to take the road less traveled. But now I want to hear from you guys. Are there any opportunities to stop or kill Thanos that I may have missed? And are there any reasons that any of the points in this video wouldn't have worked? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below, give the video a thumbs up, and subscribe if you enjoyed or learned something new. And as always, be sure you're part of the notification squad to get the latest in all things superhero as soon as it hits the fan. Thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.